everyone. My name is Nicole Marie. This is episode 3 of For the Record podcast. Today, I have June's 88 back on the show again. We are going to talk about how artists can make money. We're going to discuss Ryan Leslie's video clip that we saw on YouTube, where he was talking about how he just cut the middleman out, making music, not making music, but making money, making way more money as an independent artist versus being a signed artist. So that's what we're going to get into today. So let's get started.
Yes. What was your? I guess I ask you first. What did you think when I sent you that video? Because I know you was like you weren't familiar when I sent it to you. I said I got to see it. I'll send it over. So when you saw it, what was your first initial reaction like? Because I know you probably had the same reaction I had.
Well, yeah, no, like it kind of reminded me of like what Nipsey Hussle did, how he first, like how he sold records to directly to the fans. And it kind of reminded me of Master P because I know he did the same thing. And it was a great idea because like with what Ryan Leslie said, he's selling music directly to the fans. So when he does a show, like say in the UK, like he said, he did a show over there in England, and so he'll send like a text message out to these same people, hey, I have a show. Okay, well, concert tickets cost way more than the album, so how about I sell my tickets for $40 and I have these many people come to the show? That's $1.6 million I've made already.
Sheesh.
So I mean, I think like now it's like it's so many ways to, as an independent artist, is way better because you have freedom. Like, you know, I used to think like, oh, just because you make a platinum, you make a whole lot of money. You have to think, okay, you get an advancement from the label, so you have to pay that back. You also have to pay, money for studio time because obviously people they have to get paid. Let's see here, you have to pay the producers and the songwriter. So, and then on top of that, he had mentioned something like you have to pay taxes, so then you're only left with like little to nothing. I think he
Yep.
said $300,000 or less than that. But I mean, that's really nothing,
Yep.
as a big signed artist.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw like, cause a buddy of mine, Altitude, shout out to him. He was sending it to me uh, a while back. When this, always go back to that video and watch it. It's like it's really like, yo, that is a genius idea, and that's what I was trying to preach to people back in the day. Like, yo, we can do stuff like this. Like it cuts out the middleman. Like, all right, cool. I'm selling everything directly, cause if you sell it like you said, you sell it directly. If you have your website, I don't have my website yet. I'm working on that. But if you sell everything through you, it's cool. If you sell like all your music through your website and sell, because a lot of these third party sites like Eventbrite and all these other ticket sites, all right, cool, you sell it through there. And of course they get like a little percentage off of it. But if you're selling it for like $40 a ticket and they get like $5, $6, like are you still making whatever back? Because like you said, people don't go to concerts alone, so they're gonna buy two or three tickets. So you still making your money back. And it's like even with ticket sales and music sales, if you like who's really selling like big time physical records? Like who's artists that's selling like people don't go out and really buy records like that. Like that, but they'll buy a vinyl record just for collector's editions. Like I think they said Taylor Swift, she did her vinyl record and it sold like crazy. I'm like, oh snap! So it's like people buy vinyl records and like people buy physical copies for. But anyway, like I said, if you sell it directly, I agree with that. If you sell all your stuff directly, it's so much better because you know your money's coming to it at the end of the day. Okay, all this is coming to me. Yeah, I gotta pay this stuff. I gotta pay some people, like whoever helped and whatnot, or whatever the case may be. But that is like so genius. And the fact that you can send out a text, but it's a mass email. Like, yo, I'm gonna be in this, I'm gonna be in Georgia, I'm gonna be in New York, I'm gonna be in LA, show here. And if you rent out of one of them small clubs that sit over like 1,000, 2,000 people, you're gonna pack that mug out if you got like a solid core fan base like this who really rock that really rocks with you. Because I feel like those are the people, those are the fans. All right, I'm coming to every show. I'm buying everything you have. I'm gonna be there whenever you're at the city. So I agree, totally agree with it.
Yeah, and then I think too, so then we have to think about, okay, we have to backtrack, right? Like, okay, how can artists, for them to get to that point, how can artists create a solid fan base? You know what I mean? Because like what's that?
That's a good question.
Right. And so I think like, so like, what do you do if, you know, there's another pandemic, so you can't do shows? Okay. I think, you know, a really great way to create a solid fan base is putting that content out there, having people putting the stuff in their faces, giving them a reason why they want to rock with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's easily done. You can easily pack out a show in, like, you know, LA or Atlanta or New York or Austin or whatever. But like you have to have that consistency, basically, like, you know, putting out content, going, even doing open mics, connecting with people. You actually have to have that likability factor, I think, is what
Yeah.
you have. Even as an independent artist, you have to be likable. You have to write songs that's relatable. You know what I mean? Like when I released Evolution of Love, I had people messaging me talking about the song that really stood out to them the most because it was relatable to them. It was I Wish You Well. I had this one person, he was telling me that he was going through a divorce at that time. And so the song was coming from a female's perspective, but he still related to it because it's like, you know, like, hey, like, you know, I wish you well or whatever. So he related to that. So like I said that to say, like, it's always important to write songs that people can relate to, because then that makes you likable, relatable. And also when you have a show and people love these songs, they're gonna want to be like, oh yeah, so and so has a show coming up, I gotta buy the ticket. I'm not gonna go alone, so I'm gonna bring two other people. $40 times three, you know. Yeah.
Telling you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that too. The relatability, you got to make stuff that people want to relate to. Because like I was just thinking to myself this morning, like there's a lot of music that I like that I can't really relate to, but I like it. I can't necessarily relate to the stuff they're talking about, but I like the concept of just of the art. I like what they got going on, but I can't relate to it. So I wouldn't. There's a lot of rappers that I like their music, but I would not go to their show. Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
ain't for me. But like, I like to make the music where anybody will come to my show, anybody will come out. So, and I think I have that likability fact. I think I make a lot of stuff that people can relate to, and I try to, even if I try to write, I like to create characters also like that. All right, I'm gonna make this person go through this. Not, I haven't been through that, but I'm gonna write it from a person that's been through there. So, all right, cool. They can like, yeah, you've been through that. Nah, I've never been through that. I just wrote that from the eyes of somebody that had gone through that, and that what brings people out. Like, yo, that helped me through a hard time. I try to always put a message in my music. So when I do show through the all right, cool, I'm gonna go out to see this person. It's a positive vibe. It's everything is that will bring people out. Cause, you know, because it's hard to get people to come out, especially when you're up and coming. And I try to tell somebody that before because they did a gig. I'm like, and we probably gonna talk about this later, but like I said, yeah, this could have been you. I said, I think you got cheated for this event. I think you got a little. Like I could have helped you pretty much probably manage this thing a little better because you got to have a fan base. That's the thing. Like you can't buy out big venues if you don't have a fan base. You can't rely on the people that's coming, like your openers, to bring people out because they're openers. They probably don't have a fan base. They're trying to build a fan base, so they're trying to build off of your fan base. So you got to plan everything out accordingly. But as an up and coming artist, you just really got to build that fan base from scratch. It's like it's really got to be in your face everywhere. You got to go to go out, show your face, and be on everybody else's showcase. And then you do your own thing. You bring those same people you were with you. Like, I'm doing this. You want to be a part of it, and we can all go together. And I think that's a lot of things that people lose sight of.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's definitely, and also too, I think like as independent artists, you have to be financially literate. You have to be financially smart, is what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
because you know you're your own financial professional. You're your own manager. You're your own this and that and this, that, and the third. And so, with that being said, like you have to set a budget and say, okay, I'm gonna spend this much for physical copies for CDs. So if I'm gonna make 100 CDs, if I'm gonna make 100 CDs, then I also want to make sure whatever money I spent on making whatever money I spent on getting these CDs made, I have to make sure I make profit. And I think that's where a lot of artists they tend to get frustrated or wonder why they're not where they should be or want to be, because it's like, I mean, there's other factors that plays into it as well. But I think it starts with knowing exactly how to spend your dollar, every cent you have going into that, so you can make money off of that. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
guys said in the last episode, like I sold a lot of CDs in that one weekend in 2020, but I made money back off of it. I didn't break, not only did I break even, but I also made profit off of what I made. So
Right.
yeah.
And I tell a lot of artists, like I said, like people, they don't know, but they just wing stuff. They like do it off of whim. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And especially, like I told my homegirl, I said, "Yo, you indie, like you can't shoot for the." Like, especially, I tell all people that try to do independent shows, don't go to the budget thing. How you said, don't go above your budget. If it's too much, then it's not. If you're like if you are just starting, get the most affordable thing you can get. Don't get anything, but just get what you can afford at the time. If you want to be at the House of Blues or Granada Theater or whatever these big places are in the city, whatever's in your city, if that's your dream, work to that. Work these small bars like we did in Deep Ellum. Work any place you can get at. Work that. Then I got my money enough. I got enough money. I got a solid following. Now I can do that. And I know I can make my money back off of our rentals, because a lot of these fees are thousands of dollars. I'm talking about expensive. And if you ain't going in, nobody, not splitting it with somebody, you're going to have a hard time.
Exactly.
And I think we spoke last time on here. I said, if you are going to do an album, anything, make a budget. Set a budget. Like I said, in my opinion, you correct me if I'm wrong, the most thing you're going to be spending money on is a video shoot. Photo shoots could come fairly cheap, depending on who you're with. If you know somebody, or you got your own camera, that saves a lot of money. So most you're gonna pay is a video shoot at the most, a good video shoot.
Yeah.
And video time and beats, because I mean, if you find one of them you produce on YouTube, you go there, the site they have deals like buy two get two, buy three get three, all these deals. And you're not going to spend a lot on beats, but the most, I personally think you will be spending the most on video shoot. And if you want to do an album release party, they're going to break the bank too. You're going to depend on where you do it at. So just make sure you got all your money in order before you just go out and do something. Don't just do it because you feel like you want to do it.
Right. I was watching I was listening to a little bit of India Ari, because she has a podcast, and so it was in my YouTube recommendation, and she has a lot of like disdain towards the music industry, and all that, but she had said something in the podcast where she said, like, what if she were to do like an online concert, and have her fans pay to get the link to watch her perform online. And I thought that was such a cool idea because you don't have to worry about paying for a venue. You can like have like a room. You have a house, you have just a separate room that no one's really using. You could use that room and turn that into like, a performance studio, or you can rent out a studio, like an actual recording studio.
What?
And
I like that.
and so it's like, I mean, like, there are a lot of creative ideas that came out of the pandemic. And India Ari, like, she was talking about that. She was like, what if I were to do that for my fans? Like, me and my band, we're performing, virtually somewhere in a studio or whatever, and I have my fans, pay to get the link to watch it online. I mean, you don't really get that same experience, but I mean, that's still getting a way to connect with fans.
You know what? I like that. I want to add something to that. I think you can still get that crowd effect. Like you can still do that, but have like a couple people there, like some friends or a couple close people. I have 30, 40 people there, but that's just the audience, in-house studio audience. But the other people get the links. So like, how they get there? These are just like paid actors, kind of, sort of, but they're your friends. Everybody else got to get that because I like the idea, but it's still like it's something about that energy from a crowd. Like you could be feeling down with that energy like this, that it ain't the same to me. Like it's just like, man, the crowd just does something to you.
It does.
I just feel like the virtual thing still works, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, I don't want that to be the lane we in as artists. Like, I don't want that. Cause I want people like, yo, cause I feel like there's too much going on at home. Like your phone's ringing, somebody knocking at the door, like it distracts you. Like
It
Tony
does.
Baker, because Tony Baker said the best. He said the most quiet time I get to myself when I'm in movies. My phone's off. I'm just watching. And if I'm at home watching the movie, I'm on my phone. I'm paused. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm getting something to eat. So it's like when you got control, you hear you got to pay my $40, $50 for this concert. I'm not moving. So it's like,
yeah. No, I agree. I agree that is something to think about because, like trying to do stuff at home. And I think that was probably like, probably the issue with most artists, especially in 2020. So
yeah.
you're right. I think the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, because we were watching, I was watching this video. Do you want to talk about Kanye West?
Kanye West is Kanye West at this point. I ain't got nothing to say about Kanye.
What's that?
Yeah, if you want to talk about it, it's cool. Talk about it if you want to talk about it.
I mean, because I'm seeing everyone talk about it. What's going on? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know what his motive is. Like, I glanced at it. I read some stuff. Like, he just need to stop talking. Like, I don't know what you aiming for. Like, at this point, he's saying so much. I'm like, bro, you just need to stop. Just stop talking, man. Like, I would say I get what you're trying to do, but I don't get what you're trying to do. Like, I don't know what you aiming for. Like, you gotta be quiet. Like, you just gotta know and not. Like, you don't always have to say something. But like somebody said, he had a whole song to say, "You can't tell me nothing." So hey.
Yeah, I feel like though, because I don't know that much about Kanye, like other than Kanye West, like as far as like the artist Kanye West, but like, because I watched the documentary that he came out with back in January, February on Netflix. I watched like an episode or two of that. I've always liked some of his songs. I know I liked College Dropout. That was a really good album.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I liked a few other songs he did like in the late 2000s. It was always like hit or miss with me, Kanye. he had some songs I liked. College Dropout was like my favorite album by him. And I never really gave his other albums a chance, but College Dropout, I remember like that was so popular when it first came
Yeah,
out.
I remember
Um,
that.
yeah, and but I don't know, like I've heard a lot of things that Kanye has been saying and everything like that. A lot of people are saying that, it's that he is, that he needs medication. He was on Instagram arguing with P. Diddy. I think I think that it's some things that that's probably questionable. A lot of the stuff, but I feel like people are just really trying to over demonize him at this point. I don't know. That's my opinion. But
No, don't even give me the line. I'm just like, bro,
yeah.
you just need to sit down. I think as I know, as sometimes as people, we always have these things that we want to say. In our head, you want to say something, but you don't know how to say it. So I'm like, but I think that's Kanye West all the time. He just says the first thing that comes to his mind. Like, it's just like, just shut up, bro. And I'm not gonna put the people like, man, what he's saying is going up y'all head. Y'all need to wait. Y'all, I'm not one of them overly woke people. Like, bro, just shut up. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Just. I heard some of the stuff he said on Drink Champs, and I'm like, Kanye, just stop. Just. Because I'm not gonna tell you, I'm a Kanye fan. I'm not. I'm like you. I like some of his songs. Like some songs I like back in the day. I don't like none of his new stuff. I was never like a Kanye fan. Like I was never really a Kanye fan. Like so, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing for him.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I know some things, but I'm like, I don't really want to say it here.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Like
trying to choose my words.
what's that?
That's why I'm trying to choose my words. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, like I don't want to say it on here on this platform, but I have like some opinions on the matter. Like I said, but again, at the end of the day, like I don't really know much to speak on the matter. Like I don't want to, like a lot of people, they speak on things they don't know about or they don't
Yeah,
have all the facts and they look ignorant
yeah,
later. So I always say don't speak on things you don't know about until you have all the information.
that's me. I'm like I said, I've seen clips and I haven't read everything, so I'm like, I don't want to say nothing really. I mean, the stuff I saw, I didn't like, so I'm like, all right, Kanye, you need to just shut up, man. Just take 5, just sit down and shut up.
Yeah. What else? What other things that you want to talk about today? Like it could literally be anything. It's like today we're just kind of freestyling.
Because I remember I told you, how do you feel about the whole "Can you put me on" thing? Because I remember a few years ago, people like they see you doing good, like, oh, Nicole is doing this, June's doing that. Oh, they not knowing that we just doing what we do is not like we got any pull or any kind of thing we can help you connect to. It's like I always hate like, yo, can you put me on? Like, I can't even put myself on. How I'm gonna put you on? I'm just happy to be here. I got this opportunity to do somebody else. It's like I can't. There's nothing I can do for you yet. I mean, once I get to that, I can give opportunity. The only thing I can honestly give you is a slot on my show if I got a slot open. Other than
Yeah.
that, I ain't got nothing for you. So how do you feel when somebody like, Nicole, can you put me on? Or some things of that nature?
I've actually never had people come to me and say, "Can you put me on?" That's probably because let me see. I think that's probably because I'm very careful about who I hang around with.
Right,
And like artists wise, like I don't just hang around just anybody. Like I kind of like stay to myself when it comes to like this industry,
right,
as far as like I don't like to, like I always say, I don't like to be in the mix.
right,
Around people like that because I've been around people I've been around people like in rehearsals or at shows who looks like they would say that. So, you know, just because of how they act, um, you know, I did you know, I did some shows with some people that I'm like, I still think about to this day, like, dang, like that I could have just did all that by myself, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one show in particular in 2019 that I did, but that's a whole different podcast.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't like to put me on. I think that's lazy to say that because it's like that lets me know that you're not serious about your crafts. You're not serious about putting the work in. That's kind of like the equivalence of say you have $1 million in the bank and you have people who know that and they'll be like, "Oh, June, can you give me 500,000?" Like, no, like you worked for that. You worked for that. Even if
Yep.
they ask you, "Hey, can I have 5,000 or 10?" No, you worked for that. Like you can't just give out. You just can't give to people who aren't willing to put the work in. You know what I mean? So like when people say, "Oh, can I put me on it?" It makes me it just you're lazy to say that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like by asking, "Oh, can you put me on?" I'm automatically in my mind gonna be like, "Oh, you're not serious about trying to make anything of yourself as an artist, so I'm not gonna work with you." So
And I think I'm not. Nobody's really, to be honest. Like people ask that, but it's like then they got the people like they don't. They do it without asking. Like yo, they come around a lot trying to hint to it. Like yo, what y'all got going on? What's next? It's
true.
like those people. I'd rather you ask me instead of saying, "Can you put me on?" I'd rather you ask me, how did you do this? How did you get this? What did you who did you talk to?" Then I can now I can help you. All right, this is how I did it. I don't know if they're gonna do it. I've been knowing this person for a while. The relationship is different. I don't know how much they're gonna charge you, but this is why I got this. So I talked to you some numbers, or email, hit them up. I'm not gonna just give you just free resources. Like, all right, cool. You know, like, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I had to earn all this stuff, man. I had to build these relationships with all these people. It's like them trial periods, the people that like, I don't know you that well. It's like, I don't really know about the person. Oh, this person is cool. All right. What you need? I got you. Good. You got to be around for like a long time. And a long time can literally be like a year before you even get their number or just anything. Like, I don't get my number. You got to come around. I'll hit you up kind of people like, all right, now you can have my number. This and that. You just got to build these relationships. You got to come around and show your face. And I feel like you said, put me on. Like, how many people have you said that to? Like, how many people put you on and you burnt that bridge? Now that person looks stupid because if I vouch for somebody that tell Nicole about this person, then they burn that bridge with her. Now she looking at me like, yo, what's going on? You said like, oh, I ain't know now. I gotta mend this because what you did. Or not even that, like, yo, I never work with a person again. Like, it ain't true, but I'll never. And you probably never trust my word again about somebody else over there. I can't, even if it is a good person, like, now that last person I don't know. So it's like your, especially in music, your word is all you have. If
yeah.
Nicole says somebody cool, they cool. If I say somebody cool, they cool. Like, that's all we got. Like, yo, Nicole, this person needs a piano player. They're good people. This is yada yada yada. And then they show you they cool. All right, cool. Yeah, that's it. The artist, can you put me on? Drive me crazy. Like, I can't put you on. Just for that, I'm not blocked.
Right. You know, it reminded me of actually two instances. One in 2021, it was like April of 2021. I had this artist reach out to me on, I think, Facebook. And see, this is why I don't really want to, yeah, I have to be careful about like the stuff that you post on social media, like as far as like, you know, the progress you're making in your career, like, oh, you know, I'm doing this movie, I'm doing this music for this movie, and I did a theme song for the sitcom, and you know, I have this sync placement, this, you know, so yeah, I have to be careful about what I say, and that just goes with, I think I would tell any artist, even you, just be careful about what you like, the work that you're doing, because you're gonna have what I call leeches that's gonna be like, oh dang, June's 88 is doing this. Maybe I can reach out to him and ask him. No. Or, you know, I had this artist in 2021, April of that year, and he wanted me to help him write a song that 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 he was working on, that he was going to put on this EP or whatever. And I helped him. You know, we did like a Facebook video chat session, writing session.
Yeah.
And I helped him, you know, he was like, well, thank you. Oh my gosh, like I really love it, like OMG, whatever. And I haven't heard from him ever since. Like, I'm like, I helped you write this song. And
That's how it be.
you act like you don't know me now? Oh, okay. And then I had another artist just last week. He's like 19, 20. And I think that's why I posted that story where I said RIP to all of this conversations that died after I
Oh yeah.
yeah, because this artist, he's been like messaging me like since last year, talking about, oh, your song Breaking the Rules, like I really love your music. And I'm like, all right, thank you. He was like, yeah, like I want you to be on one of my songs. You know, I just got to get the song ready or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, just let me know. And then he reached out to me. He was like, all right, I have something. I'm like, all right, well, you don't have, in my mind, I'm like, you don't have to just tell me. You don't have to tell me you can just send me the song. Like, but anyways, I get slightly annoyed by people, stuff like that nowadays.
Right.
But so he had asked me, so he had sent me the song and I listened to it. I'm like, oh, I like it. Okay, cool. And I said, okay. He wanted me to record the chorus or something. And I said, all right, cool. My fee is such and such. And he left me on scene. So I'm like, well, he left me on scene, but then was watching my stories and everything. I'm like, okay, so I don't know, like in the fragment of your mind, you were probably thinking that I was going to do this for free. No, sir. No, sir. So that whole notion of expecting, you know, me to do something for you just because I may know you to some degree because we're on social media, like I
Right.
feel like that's like you're actually saying, can you put me on, without actually saying it like you said. And then that other artist who was like, oh, thank you for helping me write the song, and then boom, you act like you don't know me. But
That's
okay.
how.
Okay.
And I feel like in instances, I feel like when it comes to like for verses and stuff like that, it depends on who it is. It depends on the relationship. Like I've did solid people like, yo, how much I owe you? You good? Like, dude, I got don't about it. I mean, cause about friends. Oh, I told you we good. Don't worry about it. All right, that's just a relationship I have, but I don't take that relationship into other people. Like I know other people charge, so I'm willing to pay for verses. But like for the end, for the like, just like I tell people, yeah, oh, who did your what you call it? This person did. I mean, yo, I know I've been knowing this person for years. I don't know what I know what I got for it. And what I got for it could possibly be nothing. It's just like, yo, we cool, we friends, it's just a verse for a verse or whatever. Or I paid for the verse or whatever, whatever. Just cause I got something a certain, just cause it ain't gonna be the same for you. I'm not like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like just cause this is for me, don't mean it's gonna be the same for you. And just cause I paid a certain price, don't mean it's gonna be the same price for you. I've had like, yo, for you, I do it for this much. But for this person over here, nah, I'm like, yo, like, nah, bro, it ain't even going down like that. So it's like, people, they think you're gonna work for free. They automatically, oh, they gonna do it for free. Because everybody do it. Everybody be working. Like, we are indie, so can't be that much. It can't be like, once you start saying numbers, this is how much I charge, and they slowly fade back. You know.
And that just lets you know they're not the right people to work with, because if they're willing to pay they're gonna pay,
Yeah.
and then also too, like to bounce off with what you just said, like whenever I get like if I'm working with like I had like my mentor um back in like 2010 um 2010 to like 2012, 13. He had a studio in Red Oak and it was called Designer Music. And so it got to a point where he would offer my mom and I like discounted sessions on my recording session. So he normally charged like I think 60 an hour or 70 something an hour, but he gave me a discount. So like because he knew like my work ethic and he saw me putting in the work and everything like that in the studio. So like when people at school at Cedar Valley College would be like, "Oh, what studio do you go to?" "Oh, I go to Designer Music in Red Oak." "Oh, how much does he charge?" I would actually give these people his actual real rate, because I'm not going to tell these people, "Oh yeah, he charges such and such, but he actually, gave me a discount," and then they're gonna go to him thinking, "Oh, he's gonna give me a discount too," and then so it's just bad business. So
Yeah.
like say for instance, if I have you say, "Hey, Junes, can you mix and master my song?" and say you charge $200 a track. No, like say you charge $200 a track, but you give me like a discount, or you just be like, "Don't worry about it, it's for free." And I'm like, "All right, cool." But then if someone else who you don't know, that's not in your circle, would ask me, "Hey, who mixed this song for you?" "Oh, June's 88." "Oh, how much did he charge?" "Oh, 200." I'm not telling them, because
Yeah.
you have to be careful about that, because people will go in their mind like, "Oh, maybe I can ask for a discount." And then that also in turn makes our working relationship, be at a certain way, because now like you gave me a discount, but I told these people you weren't cool with me telling me, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like be careful with that.
Yeah. Cause I like that's the thing. Like when they say people in different places, like I know this person, I know that person. Like yo, just cause I could put in a word for it, like yo, I could tell them like I like, especially somebody like if I tell like yo, Nicole, this girl I know she wants to do some background, sing background. Can she do something for you at a yada yada yada? Cool, I right, yada yada yada, or something, anything work. Like, all right, cool. Like, just look out for it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But like, that's just good. I'm in a better relationship. I don't, like I said, I don't like giving out resources. Like, just because I did something for you doesn't mean I'm gonna do the same for the other person. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you come in like thinking, oh well, they ain't trying to hold up here, but you did it for that person. But yeah, I've been knowing her for like 10 years. So what's the I just met you yesterday. So what gives you the
Yeah.
the, the authority to say it? Like you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
just that blocked. Yes.
Yeah. And I think like with people like that, it helps you filter out the wrong people.
Yeah.
Because just like that artist, when I was like, "Yeah, so yeah, I'll do the hook for you. So my price is such and such dollars." Left me on scene. "Oh, okay, you just showed me who you really are." Like there's nothing in this world that's for free. Like my dad used to always say that, like you can't do anything in this world for free. So stop expecting you can't just so like stop expecting um people to do free services for you, right? Like I think of it like if you go to Guitar Center, and I might go there today actually. Anyways, if you go to yeah, if you go to Guitar Center and you go in and you see like these really nice speakers, these really nice monitors, and they cost like 250 each. That's 500. You're not gonna just go and be like, "Oh, I would like to get these monitors, but I don't want to pay for them." They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. So it's the same
Yep.
thing, like going to an artist like, "Hey, look, can you mix and master my song, or can you add like the bass on the song or whatever?" And you have to pay people, like people will have to get paid. And I don't know, that's just how I feel about it.
And it's like
Yeah,
it,
you're right.
it's like even in that situation, even if whatever price you quoted him, and this is my going rate. Now, in return, he could have said, all right, that's a little bit above my budget, but I can give you this first. Then when the song is done, then I get the other half. Mm-hmm. But you ain't got to send him. You got it. Like, you already got your upfront money. I got mine. So it's like, whatever the first half you give me, I got that. So like, you want the rest of this song done, you got to cough up the rest of the money. I mean, like, you already paid half. So you might as well pay the whole thing because you're already like, so exactly. Do that. Like, it's like, it's one of those situations like you just be upfront. Like, that's the only thing. Like, because a lot of people don't want to look, I guess, don't want to look that they don't have it. Like, mm-hmm. I've talked to a lot of different artists, like, I don't have that much. That's above my budget. I'll give you this first, then I'll give you a half. And like, fine, we can do that too. Yeah. Like, I bet. So people are willing to go. I can do it, and especially if you do that, if he would have did that, then he paid the other half, then that builds a better relationship with you and him. Now you're willing to give him a little bit more leeway, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. Like, but it's still like you still got to keep building and building to the point, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you look like you're leeching that. All right, cool. I mean, you don't want to look at that person. Now it's like, I'll never work with you again now. I'll never do nothing with you again. Or I never will do anything with you. Even if I wanted to, I'm not going to do it now.
Exactly. And like thing too, like I'm big on communication. So it's like, I mean, I understand. I mean, we are kind of like, it is inflation happening. So like, I'm understanding. So like, if you tell me, hey, like, like with what you said, like, hey, look, I don't have that now, but I can give you, if I can't give you half, maybe I can give you a little bit just to build off of that. That's cool too. Like, and because I always make sure that I don't set my prices ridiculously high. Just because like, I know what it's like to like pay people for music work and it's a little steep. I know what it's like. So I never, like to set my prices ridiculously high. And even then, I'm still willing to work with you. But if you don't tell me, I won't know. So, yeah.
That's the thing. People don't communicate. That's why a lot of artists burn bridges and they mess up because they don't talk. They think they're like, oh, so now they see a price and they don't respond. Like, oh, now I've seen ridiculous prices. I've seen like, good Lord, I can't even afford that. But like, that's a little bit out my. Just tell, okay, that's a little bit out my budget. I'm sorry, maybe something. Maybe down the line we can do something. But it's like, if you ain't got it, just say that. Maybe next time. But a lot of people see that. Oh man, I really wanted that, and trying to hope you'll say you'll do it for free. Like, nah, man. Like, I got bills, I got to pay too. Like, just like you got bills, I got it too. Like, a lot of people will work with you, and it depends on who you are. It all depends on who you are. Like, it's like, and I say, if you got a artist that want to work with you, like, yo, some people you just got to pay. Like, yo, this person is too good. Like, how much I owe you? No, just, you know what? Here goes some money to your cash app, go off there. It is. You got it now. It's yours now. So like, it's like, some people are just too like, I just can't. I gotta give you something for this. Like, I got to.
Do you think that could come from like a sense of pride? Because again, I do relate. I could possibly relate to that because you don't want to make it seem like you don't have it either. You know what I mean? I think that could also come with a sense of pride, which I do understand because you don't want to seem like you're like, you're that short on money. And I understand, but I think at that point, it's like, like the old saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. So you have to speak up. If it's something that you like, oh, I really want this project to sound good. He'll sound good on this one. She'll sound good on this one. But dang, you know what I mean? You have to ask.
And I'll piggyback off that by saying this. I don't think it's pride. It'll only be that because if I rap, But I'm not a flashy rapper. I'm a conscious, chill rapper. I don't be wearing big diamond chains. This the most I wear is this little gold thing. And that's it. I don't flex. You don't see me with a bunch of rings. So I don't talk about money in any of my songs. So if I'm rapping about all this money I got, then I got called. Can I ain't got. You just wrote a song called $100 million. Where all this money at?
Yeah.
But if you just like, yo, I really I don't have that much. I got just this amount right here. I give you this month. When you get the song completed, then I'll give you the other half. Because I like to be a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Right? This is how much I got right now. I'll give you this, then I'll give you the other half once you get your part done. Yeah. So you say you got it done, you say, no, I will give you what I told you I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna make sure I have it. Especially okay, I'll give you this much at the top of the month, I'll give you this at the end of the month. For sure. And people are like, all right, cool. And then like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of artists, like I said, they just don't. And then again, off the top of that, like if you know you got an artist you want to work with, and you probably know they're gonna be pricey, I would say have that in mind for example, say your next project or 2 projects from now, you want Maya on the song. Like, all right, cool. Let me save up this Maya money because I know that's gonna be a feature.
Yeah.
Now, let me save this up right now. Let me contact her people. Say you want to do that in what year is it? 2022? 2023. I mean 2024. All right, cool. Work on this project. What's her going price? All right, then. I'm just going like I don't know how much my price is now, but let's just say it's not them. Okay, I'm gonna save that money. I'm saving that money now. Whatever money I get from income tax, whatever I get from work, I'm gonna just save up a fund for that. So I can have it because that's gonna be a big feature. And so you can have it. So when you call, like, yo, I want this my feature, yada, cool, whatever, send it over. Boom. I don't think a lot of people they wait until they get ready to write the song. Oh, I need this, and they call. Oh, I don't. A lot of people don't plan that out. So like, it's not about planning. It's all about planning, making sure. It's like us even doing an independent show. Like there's this person you want to feature on your show, whether it's a local artist or whatever. Let me have this already in mind. If I'm gonna do a show, spring break, who do I want to have? This person. Boom. There we go. Yeah, I had that money set up. Then I'm like, all right, cool to me. Yeah. Then you got it. So it's like there's no misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's all about preparation. You're right. It's
exactly.
You have to plan things out, especially like being an artist. Like, sometimes you might have to plan things out like a whole year and a half or 2 in advance. Just because like, hey, like, all right, I want to do a 6-week marketing plan. Okay, but I'm still in a recording phase. So I plan on to get done with this album like in 6 months. So 6 months from that, then I have another 2 months of marketing. So that's like a year basically already. And then, but yeah, so like sometimes you have to plan at the minimum a year out, at the most, at least 2 years out, just to stay prepared. And again, like I said earlier, as an independent artist, you're your own financial professional, you're your financial advisor, whatever, you're your own you're your own manager. Sometimes you're your own producer. A lot of times you're your own engineer. I still need to be there.
Who you telling? Once I learn how to mix and master, it's over. Once I learn how to do it, I'm not paying another damn dime.
No, like I had like my boyfriend, he had said, he was like, yeah, like if you know how to, once you know how to mix and master your own stuff, that's gonna set you apart as an artist. You can do everything. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right, but I have to learn that. He was like, well, just learn it. Like, so yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off that because I said that because a buddy of mine, like, yo, man, can I record your crib? Like, man, I don't like recording nobody else right now because I can record it. It's easy to hit play until you go back and do it. It's easy to record it. But once we record it, now what? I can send you the file. You're gonna send it to somebody else to get it mixed and mastered. But I'm like, I mean, I don't want to be. I'd rather be just tell everybody I don't do that. I don't record nobody else. But like once you learn how to mix and master, you got every man. You done. Like it's over.
Set. You are set. Like I have the full artist professional version of Studio One where I can mix and master, and I haven't even attempted to because I'm like I don't know where to start. And I think like what I want to do is I want to find like a master class where someone can teach that online. I mean, I'll pay for that. I'll let you know. So like you can sign up if there's something like that.
Let me know if I find, I'll let you know. If you find it, let me know. Oh, another thing too. Sorry to cut you off. I gotta get this off. I remember like we said a year in advance. Going back to this Christmas show, Snow Jams 5, everybody. If you're in Dallas, please show up. I hit Troy Davis Pub up in July, the top of July.
Of this year?
Yes. I talked in July. And I talked to the dude back and forth. I said, I want to do a show. He's like, what day you looking for? I said, December 9th. He's like, it's July. He's like, son, it's July. I said, I know, but do you know how fast December is going to be here? Mm-hmm. Because it's November now.
Yeah.
Like August seemed like it was just 2 days ago.
It did. Yeah.
It's like, I said, no, December will be here so fast. So I don't want to wait until, October and that date is gone. Mm-hmm. I'd rather get it early, put my deposit down, save that, have that date locked in. I mean, then you got to worry about somebody back out at the show. You can replace them. You can do you have backup plans. Like, all right, cool. This person ain't gonna be here. It's all about planning. So it gives you it's July. I got a bunch of wiggle room in the middle. All right, cool. Just in case something go down. Just in case something happens.
Yeah.
And that's why you gotta plan all these projects in advance. What I want, how much money I'm gonna spend, all that. But a lot of people don't know that. They just go. I'm just gonna do this, and that's what it is. Like, it don't work like that all the time.
It doesn't. And just to end on that note, like I think the takeaway today is definitely preparation, knowing how to, have all the skills needed to be an artist, knowing what you want to do so you can stay ahead of schedule. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap up. It's been a great time. Thank you, Junes88, for stopping by today. I appreciate that. It was a great episode. And we will post this. I will post this probably sometime next week. But again, guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening this far. It's been 59 minutes and 43 seconds. Again, stay tuned for next week's episode and we will return.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.